How's it going, Freedom Fighters? Today we have another success story with a guy who went from $0 to $1,000 a day as a college dropout. But before we begin, make sure you hit on that subscribe button and hit the notification button to get notified whenever I release these bomb-ass videos. With that being said, here's Sam, the guy that literally went from nothing, college dropout, waiter, had nothing, was unhappy with his life, to find a way. I have no idea how. You're going to find out today. To make $1,000 a day. So really quick, Sam, are you ready for today's interview?
I'm ready, man.
Awesome. So really quick, now I've told everyone your results, and if anyone can see right here, you can actually see that not only was he able to get to $1,000 a day, but he even got close to over $200,000 in revenue in July 2017. What's the profit margins for that, by the way, Sam?
Oh, around 35%.
Yeah, 35%. So obviously this guy's making bank, but that's not what's important. The important part is the fact that he came from nothing, and if he was able to do it, then you guys should too, as long as you keep on hustling. So really quick, Sam, now everyone's like fired up, they're excited, they're lit. Kind of fill in the background information that I maybe missed out on your personal life, on what happened before you actually got into econ, because when people see these big numbers, they're like, okay, oh, I can never do this. This can never happen to me. Oh, Sam's special. Oh, maybe it's because he's good looking and I'm not, right? Like, kind of like talk about your background information before all this craziness happened.
Okay. All right. So basically, I'm your average college dropout. Couldn't focus in school. Couldn't sit through the seminars and everything. Didn't want to do the homework. I was pretty lazy, but I was always really good with computers. And every job I had, I never got along with the bosses and didn't really sit well with people telling me what to do. Was always getting in arguments. So I was just unhappy with everything. I was working at Chili's Bar and Grill for over a year and a half.
Big fan.
Before that, I was working at a pizza place, not making the best life decisions. And I kind of wanted to use my computer skills to benefit me, and I decided to start researching ways to work at home. And one thing led to another. Fast forward 2 years from quitting Chili's, here I am. It's been definitely plenty of failures along the way. A lot of life lessons and life experiences. But had I not, decided to dive in and give it my all, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of tears, almost drove myself crazy a few times, but I can definitely say it's worth the hustle and worth the struggle.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand what you're talking about. I remember when I first opened up Facebook ads and I was like, whoa, where am I? What is this entire thing? You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's exactly. So intimidating. So really quick with your business, now that it's gotten to the point where it is and it's pretty consistent, like this title is going to be like $0 to $1,000 a day, but you definitely make more than that now. Kind of like talk about your area of expertise in regards to your business. What is it that you do that has helped, generate that amount of sales and revenue for that e-commerce business?
Basically, what I would have to identify my expertise as would be being able to build a brand from the ground up. Being able to figure out, how to make yourself look like a big player in your niche. Mm-hmm. You have to stand out from everyone else, and you have to draw in your audience. That being said, in Facebook ads, my expertise is being able to pinpoint who I'm trying to target. Like, what does the people I'm trying to sell to, what do they like to eat? I'm gonna use that as an audience. Dang, what do they like? What do they drink? What's their favorite place to hang out? Stuff that you wouldn't really think of. You kind of have to become your customer. And if you're selling to some young girls or some young guys or like some trendy hip product from 18 to late early 30s or something like that, and it's a very trendy millennial product, you kind of have to get in the mindset of a millennial if you're trying to sell to a millennial. And what does this specific niche group of millennials do? Because they're obviously going to do something different than this group of millennials. And you pretty much have to put yourself in their shoes and become that person to figure out how you're going to sell stuff to them.
For sure. I mean, I think that's why you're really absolutely killing it in business right now is because when everyone else is coming onto Facebook, they're like, oh, I have said product that I found from AliExpress, and they literally go into audience insights or they're targeting, and they just
Yeah.
hit the I love pages, right? Like, for example, if they're selling dog stuff, they're like only
Mm-hmm.
targeting I love dogs, dogs are life, like all of they're almost like how do you say the ones that are expected, and because they're expected, the competition is like so freaking crazy. I think what separates you from like all the other businesses is the fact that you're willing to go that extra step and
Yes.
living in that niche, even if you're not even technically in that niche, right? Like I was talking to some other people, and I get mind blown when I find out the niche there are, and I'm like, really? How the hell do you know how to target that? So, kind of like talk about how you personally live in your niche, because I know your niche, and it's kind of weird coming from the fact that like you're in this. So
Um,
I really want to know, man, how does one live in a niche like you have in the past half a year?
um, let's just say my niche does not suit the type of person I am. Like, it's not something I'm extremely passionate about. But I'll tell you, when I figured out there was money in it, I became passionate. You know,
Yeah.
I was at a spot in my life where I had $1,000 in my bank account. I had quit a previous employer, and I told myself that I was going to make it work. I ended up partnering up with someone and created a team, and we were able to dive in and really crank out the work. And we were able to generate this store from nothing, and we weren't scared to go in and compete against all of the competitors, and we weren't scared to make ourselves seem like we were better than them, and we portrayed that in the customer service. We really went to town at asking the customer what they wanted, really finding out everything about them, what they wanted to see in our store. Like, we built it with the customers.
Yeah, no, because 100%, like I feel like a lot of people are just coming in, they're just throwing a bunch of products on a store. They don't really have that branding, and they're just really in it just to make a bunch of money instead of building something long term. And you guys absolutely kill it at that. But it wasn't always like that, right? So what I want to do right now is, Sam, I want you to take us to your first sale ever, okay? Before you were making over 100K plus revenue a
Okay.
month, take us to that first moment when like the phone obnoxiously goes cha-ching, and how like that entire story, that how it happened.
My first stuff I started selling was T-shirts.
Yeah.
I was making shirts on designs, and I would upload them on Teespring or T-Chip,
Hmm.
and I would run the Facebook ad. I didn't have a store at all. I would just run it to the T-Chip page, and then I'd get sales that way. And I would combine pop culture with current events and cross up designs like that, so that it was obviously wasn't trademarked. It was like a spin off on things,
Hmm.
and I'd get sales on shirts. And I lost so much money trying to sell T-shirts that I just would rather not talk about it. But we all have our failures,
Yeah.
Moving on from that, I had a geek niche store where I was selling like geeky products, just all the geeky trinkets and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I was trying to get in that space. I didn't really find any huge winners. Besides that, early on in my e-commerce career, I was working under a mentor who taught me a lot, and that was able to kind of jet me into the e-commerce space, and I was able to learn at a very fast rate.
Mm. And when was that? When was that one moment that you knew that holy crap, this actually works? Because man, dude, you started off at Chili's, bro. You started off like selling pizza, and now you're just like this e-com like madman going crazy with the ads. When was that one moment that you're like, oh my god, this could
It
actually
was
happen?
it was the success of others that really made me believe. I hadn't had any big success of myself until I was, just very recently. Um, you know, I still live in my grandma's house.
Yeah.
I'm up here in my grandma's house. I'm helping pay my grandma's bills. She's actually getting back from the hospital. She just had a big back surgery, but I'm your average college dropout kid. But it was when I really started networking was when I started meeting people that were just making stupid money, and I was like, why do people even pay to go to college if I'm seeing all these people making all this freaking money online? I was just blown away, and I just had to have it. So I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I was just every day and night was researching everything I possibly could to learn how to make it in this space.
Yeah, they'll definitely ruin your life and not your life. If anything, your parents' dream of you accomplishing college, when you find out that there are
Yeah.
people in this space that are making their teacher's salary in a month. And once you
hmm
change that paradigm, it's mind blowing, man. And now that you're there, dude, I really want to know. I really want to know. You got to tell me, man. Is it wasn't always like this. So what I want to know is what was that worst moment of this entire journey where you are right now that literally kind of tested your faith, tested the fact that maybe, dude, you almost quit it. What was that one distinct moment before you had the success, before you had anything that almost made everything turn around and you literally just went back to get a job?
Probably it was about 15 days of working 18 hours a day, like falling asleep at my computer working. I had $100 left in my bank account, and I got my first sale with my partner, and the rest was history. Once we got that first sale, we just turned into animals.
What was like your mindset in those 15 days of working 18 hours a day and not getting anything? Because most people don't have that
Pretty bad.
courage.
We tested damn near 100 products in those 15 days, and we went through like 300. Once we found the product that we wanted to get into, because we had like a general goods store that we were testing products in, and then once we found this niche, we decided to go ahead and make a store for it, because we saw, like, we didn't even sell product in the niche, but we were running video ads, and we saw this insane amount of click-throughs that were coming to this ad, and then all these questions from possible customers and everything, and it was just like, whoa, there's definitely money here. So then, grinded it out for like 3 days, got the store up, and then started running ads again under a whole new ad account specifically for that niche. Um, then sales just started coming in, and we were really able to dial it in.
What's crazy is, a lot of normal people, or like people that aren't high achievers, they would look at your success and they're like, oh my God, this guy tested 100 products. He failed 100 times before he found one. And a lot of them wouldn't even have the heart to keep on going. So I think what separates you from like a lot of people is the fact that, not only did you fail your first time, your second time, your 50th time, your 99th time, but you just knew that if you trusted the process, you would actually gain success. So kind of like when you started creating your store, okay, and you started getting some success, how is it that you started to actually find the right interest to target for your current brand? Because a lot of people that watch this, they're just starting off with e-commerce, like they've never even heard about Shopify, and now we're bringing in Facebook ads. Like, oh my God, how do I target? Like, how do you find out what demographic to target? The male, the female gender, the age, the specific interests you put in, from behavior to interest based. How do you find that area of expertise, since you killed in Facebook ads, that could help like a newbie starting out?
I will admit it is definitely an art. It definitely takes time to learn this, but once everything starts clicking, you got it. You know what I mean? So practice makes perfect. Obviously, audiences is what makes the money in Shopify
Mm-hmm.
and on Facebook ads. So to anyone watching this, I would recommend to solely practice making audiences and testing audiences. You don't have to throw a lot of money at it to tell if it's a winner. You just have to throw $5 at it. Just a little bit of money, test the waters out. But it all comes down to knowing who you're selling to. So if you have a product, if it's a female product, then you're obviously going to target females. If it's, say it's like something I saw the other day was some like bra that they put on and they push their boobs up, but it doesn't have any straps on it. It's like a push-up bra with no straps. And the video had like 20-something odd million views on it. In that case, I would just target females ages 18 to 40, wide open, United States. I would go as broad as possible just to start getting sales and everything. While I have that one running, I would start dialing in my audience. I would start doing like country music singers, trending artists, Ed Sheeran. I would see if the girls that listen to Ed Sheeran buy this bra.
Mhm.
I would start going Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Outback, AT&T, iPhones, Android. See if Android people buy bras better than iPhone people buy bras. Endless, like list goes on.
Yeah, it's insane. I remember when I first found that out, when I got started in e-commerce, that you could actually get so specific where you could target literally between like devices, like because some people who have iPhones like sell more than Androids, and sometimes Android tablets do more than iPads. And it's literally insane what Facebook ads can do. So, like, what is that one secret tip that if you wanted someone to like get started with Facebook ads with interest, what is like one little technique they could do? Is it from like, for example, from liking competitors' pages to I know some people go into their customers' profiles and actually stalk them on their likes. What is that one main technique, that main Sam secret that would really help the newbie entrepreneur really get started with Facebook ads and understanding their customer?
Now that you just said something that I actually did that really helped me. So one of the tricks that my partner taught me that I didn't really do before, I had done it a little bit, but I didn't really think too much of it, was to go into your people that are buying from you. Could find them on Facebook or people that are liking your posts and commenting, go on their profile and go look at their likes and see what kind of pages they're liking, because you can then go and target those pages. So what I did was when we were actually getting a bunch of orders and everything, I had my VA go and I trained him. I filmed like a little short video on how to go look at their likes and whatnot, and then I made a Google spreadsheet with like different categories of things that they could like, and he just went in there and filled it out all night. And I came back the next morning and had like 600 different things to target. And I sat there like the whole day and made like 20 new audiences. And then I went the following Monday and tested all 20 audiences, and I found a crap ton of winners. So that's actually a very, very good pro tip.
Because yeah, a lot of people like don't think that this X interest could actually serve this niche because it's not necessarily directly correlated. But yet, if you look at all the customers, they all freaking like the same page. So you might as well test it, and that's what worked for you, right?
Absolutely.
Crazy. That dude, guys, if you didn't write that down, you're insane. That's literally Sam giving you like a shitload of money, and for you to not take that advice, that's literally you taking that shitload of money, lighting it on fire, sitting on it, and pooping on it, and not respecting that piece of advice. Because, like I said, dude, that can make you a good amount of money if you take it seriously. So, with that being said, right, like I said, write that down. What I want to know is, what was the main thing holding you back as an entrepreneur? Because, like I said, man, a lot of these people, they're still working jobs. A lot of them are in college, right? Still wondering if it's for them or for not for them, and they don't even have that confidence that results would naturally give someone. So what was that one thing holding you back?
The one thing holding me back was fear of failure. Honestly, I would find myself at times when I had more than enough time to invest and work on projects and go out there and create more, but self-doubt and fear of failure and just another failure, being able to accept another failure, because the odds are against me, and the odds are against anyone that's trying this. Um, but yeah, so that was definitely the number one thing stopping me.
Mhm.
But once I was able to get over that, and when failure was not an option anymore, that's what pushed me over the edge. It's just I could not accept another failure, and so I just we turned into animals and we didn't stop.
Hmm. Another question: what was the best piece of advice that you've gotten? Because you've had mentors. What was that one piece of advice that changed everything for you?
Just to trust Facebook
Trust Facebook.
and be able to ride Facebook's emotional waves.
Oh yeah,
Um,
man. God, yeah. Let's talk about
uh,
those emotional waves, man. What can people expect with Facebook ads sometimes?
Facebook doesn't know what Facebook is doing. Let's just face every day Facebook is evolving, and every day they're changing their algorithm. Every day there's another update. The reason Facebook ads is the most powerful thing right now is because it's not complete. It's not a finished product. Every day they're adding something new, and there's no course except for coaching courses, obviously, to teach you how to use it. You have to train yourself basically, and then if something new comes out, if another marketer friend doesn't, this is why you got to have marketer friends, because if someone else is going to find out before you, or you're going to find out before someone else, and then you got to let all your buddies know, like, oh, Facebook just came out with something new, here's how you do it, guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's insane, dude. Just how many? It's almost like a bunch of schools of thought and philosophies on Facebook ads is really what it turned into. Because there's literally so many ways that you could run Facebook ads. A lot of them don't work. There's some that do, and you guys literally just need to be ahead of the game. So, like Sam said, man, find marketer friends. If you don't have any, watch this YouTube channel. We'll freaking update you guys, but you need to stay updated with that. So, with that being said, now that you're obviously killing it, kind of like walk through a day-to-day, typical day of Sam, right? Well, what's like a typical day like for you now? From like when you wake up to what's like your habits to on the laptop. What's that like?
I'm kind of all over the place, man. I get really inspired at night sometimes. My partner will get really mad at me at this because he's an early bird, and he'll be up at like 6, 7 in the morning, and I'll be like just going to sleep sometimes because I'll get inspired and just work all night. But when I wake up on time, my average day usually consists of waking up, answering a bunch of support tickets, maybe calling a few problem customers, figuring out what type of help they need and how can I assist them. From there, I'll get into creatives, trying to decide, because you can't stay on the same Facebook. You can't expect the same creative to continue to make you money, you know, day in and day out. So you always got to be prepared to deliver fresh creative content to your consumers. Um, that being said, if I'm not creating, I'm deciding on what I'm going to create, deciding what the next move is. I'm doing audience research. I'm always trying to develop my audiences and figure out if there's something I'm missing, another pool that I can dip into to crank some more money out. Yeah, it's pretty much my average day. I make sure everything's running smoothly. I decide if I want to implement any new apps. We just started Smile.io on our site, which is a referral program for your customers and a rewards program, a loyalty program. They can make an account and they get points for signing up, points for their birthday, points for every dollar spent at your store, and then you can assign rewards like coupons and stuff like that to keep them coming back and shopping with you.
Oh, that's cool. What was that called? Smile.
Smile.io.
Smile.
It used to be called Sweet Tooth. Um, if anybody knows about purple.com or purplemattresses.com,
Yeah.
with the purple beds, they were using Sweet Tooth for a little bit. They were on Shopify. I went on their site a little while ago. They like completely went away from Shopify for some reason. I don't know why.
They maybe like sometimes when people are big, they go on their own server, so that they can.
That's probably
yeah.
They're pretty big. They're like massive.
Yeah,
I have one, by the way. Highly recommend it.
Do you have a recommendation so that you could get some points for your Smiles.io account?
Yeah. It's pretty awesome though. Like it's only been up a few days, and we already have like over 100 active users just within the loyalty program.
Awesome. So what is like, this is like the last question before we like round it all up. I really want to know, what is that one piece of actionable content or advice that people need to implement right after this to start getting results? Because now people are motivated. They're like, oh my God, this guy's killing it. College dropout, like helping his grandma, like stuff like that. Now he's killing it, blah, 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 stuff like that. What is that one thing that they need to like use that motivation as fuel to actually work on? Because at the end of the day, people get motivated. Like we could talk about the rah-rah all day, but if they don't have that action step, they're literally just gonna like, after this friggin' interview, just like kind of do this for a bit, right?
So the advice I have for everyone, if you're currently in e-commerce and you have a store and it's making money, go all in. Be passionate about it, even if it's something that you're not entirely passionate about. Become passionate. Become an authority figure in your niche. Don't let anyone push you around. Don't let them stomp you around. Become an authority figure. Be known. People got to know who you are. Whatever it takes. You got to get on that Instagram game. You got to get on those Reddit forums. SEO. We do heavy SEO, white hat SEO techniques. Keyword ranking on Google. You have to do everything. You can't just do Facebook ads. You have to be on top of it. You can't just launch an ad, have an okay site, and then expect to be making this type of money. You have to do everything 110%. Instagram account, Facebook, YouTube, Google, Bing has their whole ad system.
Yeah.
You got Snapchat ads now.
Really?
Everything.
Snapchat
Do
ads?
it all. Snapchat's got ads, man.
Damn.
That's actually one of the things I'm trying to get into right now.
Oh yeah. I can definitely see that working well for niche. So guys, obviously there was a lot of value packed in today's interview. If you didn't take notes, you're freaking insane, because I take notes all the time because I learn from these people. If you haven't, here is the 3 key takeaways. Number 1, you want to stalk your customers, man. So if it means liking all the pages, unfollowing all your negative friends, and start following all the cat pages and stuff like that, so you only see cat stuff. Literally do that, because I freaking did that, like no joke. Like I literally unfollowed all my negative friends, and I was like you want to stalk all of your customers, because your customers now are your new friends, because they're the ones that are actually paying you. See all their interests, stuff like that. Number 2, get over your fear of failure, man. Get over your fear of failure. This guy worked at Chili's, had no experience with Facebook ads, had no experience with anything, took 100 attempts, 100 tries, 100 products that went, made no money, lost a bunch, had $100 left in his bank account, and he could have either decided to, I'm just going to quit and go back to Chili's, or he's like, no, screw my fear of failure, let's keep on going, let's find that winning product, and he did. You guys need to get over your fear of failure. Don't let that stop you from becoming who you were meant to be. And number 3, you always want to adapt, okay, because that's not just a good tip for Facebook ads or finding the right creative. That's as an entrepreneur. If you wanted stability, you could literally just go quit Facebook, quit Shopify, and go get a job. Because if you work 9 to 5 every single day, best be known that every 2 weeks you'll get a freaking paycheck. But the downside is that is always going to be consistent, and that will never rise for the amount of value that you actually give to your freaking boss when you make him all the money. Instead, here, you have to adapt, learn the Facebook ads, make marketer friends, and always try to stay ahead of the game. So hopefully this helps, guys. If you like more of these interviews, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and to circle the notification, just smash that so you guys get notified for more of these interviews. If you want the free financial freedom resources, get them free in the link below. And if you guys like this, send some love to Sam in the comments below, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. See you later, guys.